Spending money like I just got paid. $100 bills, tell them keep the change. Come on. Pop a bottle, about to make it rain. Let me give you something now to celebrate. Come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. I see the world through my thrift store shades. Rose-colored lenses and a fake gold frame. Come on. Playing old rock songs on an air guitar, posing for your picture like a superstar. Yeah, come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. If you feel it, just dance along. Keep the feeling going on and on. If you feel it, just dance along, dance along, dance along. Yeah. If you feel it, just dance along. Got to keep the feeling going on and on. Yeah. If you feel it, just dance along, dance along. Oh, it just feels so good. I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. Oh, I just feel so good.
I got the car in the driver's seat. I pick you up, but there's only room for me. The only lane that I see is money green. But I pass you, don't even try to compete. Nobody else that could do it like me. Make sure to sleep up after I leave. You can try and keep up, but you lose sleep. I'm the matchstick in the gasoline. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I bring the energy. I bring the energy. I bring the energy. Watch out, I'm coming fast past ya. In my lane, doing laps past ya. Got my foot on the gas past ya. Ain't no brakes, pulling fast past ya. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I bring the energy. I bring the energy. I bring the energy. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I bring the energy.
This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Wake up, top of the morning. The bacon is crispy, the coffee is pouring. My meditation is peeling an orange. The bank says I'm already scoring. I got a parking spot right outside. Step into my brand new ride. All we ever get is green lights and blue skies. This is gonna be the best day ever. You got me looking so fresh. I can't get no better. Baby, I'm a T-Rex, ready to rumble, ready to flex. I'm the king of the jungle. Gonna be the best. Shake up, I got a red fruit smoothie. James Brown bumping like I'm living in a movie. Look at me, I do the cha-cha-cha. Look at me, I sing a na-na-na. Tippy-tap-tap like I'm Dick Van Dyke. Chim-chim, I need you to be by my side. Spoonful of sugar, gonna go with it. Oh baby, pass me the butter, gonna roll with it. This is gonna be the best day ever. You got me looking so fresh, I can't get no better. Baby, I'm a T-Rex, ready to rumble, ready to flex. I'm the king of the jungle. Gonna be the best. I'm flying 10 feet off the ground. You got me dancing in the clouds. It's like I'm never coming down. No. This is gonna be the best day ever. You got me looking so fresh, I can't get no better. Baby, I'm a T-Rex, ready to rumble, ready to flex. I'm the king of the jungle. Gonna be the best.
I ain't tryna bring you down, but for real, you might as well give up now. Think you got a chance, but I don't see how. Got a real tight grip when I hold that crown. My life been good and bad and all around. The more things I lost, the more I found. One thing I taught myself to do, no matter the problem, refuse to lose. So, how you want it, man? You can choose. If you can't take the heat, don't light the fuse. See, I walk in slow and ignite the room. Like fire, everything I touch, I consume. I'm getting up while y'all just snooze. While you make breakfast, man, I'm on the move. I'm the first one in and the last one out. Whoever owns the place gotta drag me out. In me I trust, yeah I smell like success, this Elon Musk, huh? Everybody wanna be like us, we don't stop cause the top just ain't enough, huh? I ain't never gay no fucks, I ain't scared, man, you know black men don't blush, huh? Came here ready to fight on this night, you better just run for your life. Won't you come and see what it's like? Living by the rules that you write. You ain't know those lavish delights. Now you had no back in sight. All the little lies you recite just makes all the savage unite. Usually I'm very polite, but I'ma get savage tonight. Even when the dog being nice, every single dog gonna bite. You might think I'm wrong, but I'm right. Just let it get a strong appetite. I'ma let it breathe just a little. Give it to you strong, heavy metal. I don't make a sound when I strike. You better just run for your life.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ward Radio live stream. I am your host, Cardin Ellis, and today I am joined via Zoom and later on in the studio, but first via Zoom by none other than Jonah Barnes, the Associate Professor of all things apocryphal, and Brittany the Shadow, who is going to be the keepress of the chats as soon as she shows up after having dropped off our son at soccer practice. But for now, Jonah, really fast, how we doing, my man?
I am excellent. How are you, Bishop Ellis?
Is that what they're calling us now?
Well, I mean, it could be stake president now. The Discord's over like 2,000 people, so you could be a stake president by now.
Geez, that's crazy, man. Shout out for the Discord, and big shout out to the moderators of that Discord who are going to be highlighted, many of them, later on with some cool pictures that they got in their new mod t-shirts. As always, please, guys, make sure that you like the stream on your way in. You guys share this with your friends. We grow the community. We all have fun. Really, talking anything tangential to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a fun affair for everybody, and the more the merrier. So let's make them more so we can all be merrier. I just thought up that phrase right now. I'm really proud of myself, and that sounded really cool. That actually worked. That was like 1920s, 1930s radio host right there. As we're coming into the live stream, we got Liv Maxfield giving us our first super chat saying, I saw Escape from Germany. It's amazing, and everyone needs to go see it. Yes, I was actually on the phone today trying to get the Laemmle Theater chain here in Southern California, which kind of prides itself on having foreign films, art house films. Their slogan is famously, "We're not afraid of subtitles." It's a great little movie theater chain that's family owned and operated. I think they've got maybe 10 or 11 locations. I hope I'm not, besmirching them and discounting if they got like 20 or something like that. But they got quite a few locations scattered throughout Southern California. I said, hey, this is my favorite movie theater chain. Why do I got to drive to Long Beach to see this movie? Who do I got to talk to? And I got an email address. So we're emailing that, trying to see if we can get that in the local theater as well. But anyway, yes, Liv, I have heard nothing but good things about Escape from Germany. And I just talked to my boy, Lincoln Hoppe. Shout out to Lincoln Hoppe from the Stargate series, and also just a comedian in his own right with all kinds of different productions and entertainment gravitas under his belt. He said it was one of the better independent films he's seen in a really, really long time. So the Rock family also says updates on Jonah's Apocrypha book and Carson's anti-rules book. I think it meant Cardin's Anti's rules book. Yes. Must give you my money. Well, thank you, Rock family. P.S. What a cool last name. Like, I had a bishop whose last name was Rock. His name was Bishop Rock. And it wasn't like Dwayne The Rock Johnson where he had to make it up. He was just Rock. It was sick. So Rock family, I hope you're related to Bishop Rock of Southern California. He was a really, really cool guy. Don't know where he is now. But anyway.
Dude, so I am psyched. I'm looking right now. Cinemark, Eastport Plaza 16 in Portland is showing Escape from Germany.
Really? So you got to go see it, huh?
Dude, I'm so excited. I've heard tons of good stuff about it. Like, it's an independent film. It's not a huge big budget film or whatever, but I've heard great stuff. The reviews say that it's actually super solid. So I'm really excited to see it.
And we just
doesn't play anywhere around here.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit tough.
It.
And we just had a great interview with, who do we have the great interview with, Jonah?
T.C. Christensen, or Christensen,
yes.
if you will. And it was awesome. He told us about the process. So it sounds like it's more than a movie, right? It isn't just like a bunch of like executives who are producers just throwing millions of dollars at some animators who just like come up with big bangs and explosions and blah, blah, blah. But it was, he found the footage of the actual people who were in Germany right before World War II. And he had the descendants of the actual people who were involved with the story be the extras. Like their descendants were the actors. And it sounds like it transcends just like your normal movie, that it was really an experience, something that I really, really want to see and all my kids want to see, but it doesn't play anywhere up here in the Northwest because we are the unwashen, Yeah. And but I found it. I'm so excited.
Okay, and updates on your books, bro. I have been telling everybody and their dog that there is a book coming titled Lehi's Apocryphal Genesis. I know you're the author, but I've already steamrolled you. And I've already titled this thing, and I've already completely introduced that title into the zeitgeist, all right? And it is going to be called Lehi's Apocryphal Genesis. The most important book of our religion is a book that nobody has read yet. And the bottom little log line is going to be, recompiling the Apocryphal Genesis that got Lehi slaughtered. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But like, where is it on its way?
The subtitle is going to be sub to WardRadio. # sub to WardRadio.
Yeah.
No, it is actually, it's basically finished. I just need to do the bibliography and the apocryphal glossary. It's going to come within a little apocryphal glossary that's going to talk about the different sources that I use in the book, where they come from, and things like that. I think that'll be really useful. Every time I'm talking about this stuff, my wife is always like, wait, where did that come from? And what do we know about that one? And so I'm like, all right. She's like, you need to explain these. So, but it's basically done. It's going to be, it's pretty good. The more that I try to like finish it, the more it just keeps coming up. I keep discovering more, and I'm finally like, all right, that's it. I gotta, we'll write a second book.
Sell your first, love your second, baby. Sell your first, love your second. Let's get you in the economy of thought, and then you can correct all your errors in the second. Once you're right up there with Bart Dierman, once you're right up there with Richard Bushman, once you're right up there with Don Bradley, in fact,
but it is going to happen. It's totally going to happen. It's got, 6 or 7 sections to it. They cover, the main thesis is that you can actually reconstruct what was on the brass plates of Laban if you're pretty clever about how you read some things. It uses, if you've ever heard of the Q source hypothesis that people use for the Gospels,
yes,
to try to figure out where the Gospels came from, it uses that same type of paleography on the Book of Mormon to say, is there a way that we can coordinate apocryphal texts and Book of Mormon sermons and figure out that there was a Q source, that there was a source document that these things came from, and reconstruct that document. And so that's kind of what it's about. And it's totally going to happen. So I don't know when, but
we got 2 really good super chats. And in the absence of Brittany the Shadow, who's still not here yet, you got to read these 2. I think you are going to love them, my man. The next 2 super chats from Nutty Entertainment, as well as over YouTube. If you could just really fast read the super chats.
Nutty Entertainment says, says just got endowed. Says just got endowed and called to the Riverside, California mission. What? Dude, my 2 cousins are also there. I've been a fan since your start back in the Stone 16 days. Nutty Entertainment. That is fantastic. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Can we get a W in the chat for Nutty Entertainment? He's been here all along, but he deserves a win. Can you give him a little W in the chat for Nutty? Congratulations, Riverside, California mission.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
hey,
dude.
Believe it or not, that is really close to me.
Is it really?
Riverside is the mission east of the Los Angeles mission, which is where the LA temple is. And literally, like, when you and I have driven to go do some errands, we've only been 10 minutes from the border of Riverside. Now, with that said, San Bernardino County is the largest county in the United States of America. It basically starts at East Los Angeles and then goes to the border of Arizona. So I think it's literally the largest landmass of county in all of the United States of America. It's bigger than counties in Texas. And so, I mean, that's San Bernardino County, which is the county that Riverside is in. But we don't know. I don't know the exact boundaries because they've done a lot of shakeups over the past decade of all the different boundaries. In fact, my house where I currently live now has bounced between a couple of different missions over the past couple of years. So I don't know what the exact borders are, but let me tell you, Nutty Entertainment, we will come and visit you if you're close to LA. Cool. We will make a freaking video out of it or something like that if we have to. That would be super sick. So Nutty Entertainment, thank you very much for the super chat. And guess who's here? She hath arrived. What's going on?
No.
Hi.
Brittany,
there she is.
The keeperess of the chats is here.
Everybody look busy.
So
look productive.
I'll have you know, I just ran a soccer field trying to make it here on time, and I'm still what? almost a half an hour late.
Yeah, it's
look
all
at the
right. It's all
sacrifice.
right.
Look at the sacrifices we make for you, viewers. Look at this. Running
Yes.
across the soccer field in California heat. We have one more super chat here that is apropos. This is over YouTube, who also says, just about to open my mission call in my WardRadio shirt. Thanks for bringing wisdom and laughter to the church. You guys are great. Over YouTube, Pixar didn't happen. We need a photograph of you in your WardRadio t-shirt opening your mission call. That would be fantastic.
That is going to be epic. Now, we don't have a picture yet of a missionary opening his mission call, but we do have pictures that we're very proud to share right now. We do. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that was horrible. We do have pictures that we're very proud to share right now of some of our moderators. We're the first to get the WardRadio shirts. So we've got some pics of Fidget the Crazy. Here she is. And look, she made her own title of liberty.
Dang.
How epic is that? She straight up made her own title of liberty. I absolutely love it. Just so you guys know, if you want your own WardRadio shirts, make sure you go to wardradio.com to support the channel, and you will be able to walk away with a shirt. What do you think of that one, Jonah? Can you believe what you see?
Dude, sometimes I wonder if Fidget is a real person or if she's just like a fictitious, you know, because like she's a perfect artist and she moderates like amazing all over the channel. Yeah. And she like rides a motorcycle now. Like,
I was about going to say, so
here's
so she's modeling the shirt for us, and there it is. How cool is that?
Dang.
Fidget rides a motorcycle.
That's hardcore.
That is so cool. I never thought.
Let's face up. We need way more motorcycles in this church, people. Way more motorcycles in this church.
She can't be the only one, but right there, she got her motorcycle boots on, her WardRadio shirt. This is just cool. Now, also, if you guys are in the Discord as well, and you bump into Alicia Brown, check this out. There she is. And Alicia Brown, check this out. I can't believe this. In addition to getting pictures of all these people in the WardRadio shirts, we got a ton of videos. In fact, this is one of the videos that came up of Alicia Brown straight up working out. Like,
she's hardcore, man. She's hardcore.
How many of these? And look, by the way, it wasn't just her. The first video that I got was, look, this one will blow your mind. It's hilarious, dude.
Is that Blood Track? No, that's Matt.
No, that's Matt. Matt was straight up. By the way, I don't know if he looped how many push-ups and pull-ups he could do.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah, I would have just made it like one of those never-ending YouTube shorts where I perfectly timed it so it looked like it just kept going and going and going.
I don't think I've ever done a pull-up. Tried, but I don't think I've ever succeeded in doing a single pull-up.
You've never done a pull-up?
No.
Well, you're a ballerina, babe. There's not a lot of pull-upping in.
We don't work out our arms.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yes, you do, with grace. With grace. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Okay, so anyway, so Matt straight up did his whole shirt show off to the tune of I Am a Child of God, and I absolutely loved every minute of that. But he's not the only one. Look at this. We got our boy right here, Jonah Barnes, and let's get this bigger. Oh. Which one of your sons is that, Jonah?
Number 3. This is number 3.
Yeah, look at that.
Now, can anybody guess what my son's name is? Biblical here from the New Testament. Anybody? Who was the son of Jonah? Simon Peter. That's his name, Simon Peter. Bar Jonah, we call him.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, Simon Peter Bar Jonah. I always knew I wanted a Simon Peter because Jonah had Simon Peter.
I love how you asked us to guess, and then you didn't even let us guess. You just told us.
Well, I figured everybody would be like, oh, like, because your name's Jonah, right? And like, nobody knows. I'm always thinking this is going to be like so cool. Everyone's going to know. No, nobody ever knows.
Also, shout out to Brad Whitback in the Discord. We also have a bunch of people posting pics of their recently purchased Dragon Thief books.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So if you guys want something to read this weekend and you're into dragons and elves and dwarves and LARPing, okay, not LARPing, but if you're into all that kind of stuff, then you can check out Dragon Thief.
Brittany,
And,
you're super into LARPing, right, Brittany? Brittany's big into LARPing.
I'm scared because I don't. What is LARPing?
LARPing
Oh, don't
is
pretend. Oh, come
What is
on.
that?
it's live action role play, and it's like
Yeah.
medieval cosplay on steroids. It's where you always speak in iambic pentameter as you bring out your sword to fight the mages of Guild
so it's
Ravendor.
it's like medieval times. Did you go to that in school?
Yeah, it's like medieval times.
Okay,
yes.
that
It's
was
like
cool.
medieval times.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So here we got a couple more. Thanks, guys, to everybody that is posting their shirts here. Looks like we got Schmau showing off his shirt.
Wow. Ward
Yeah, rock
Missionary
on.
extraordinaire.
Oh, and also we got some funny comments here before we dive into talking about the new hymn book. We've got some really cool comments here. This is from Curtis Rackham 9418. Says, Cardin, my daughter just asked why you sound like Batman. Apparently you have an intimidating voice. So I sound
Well,
like Batman.
Have you ever seen Cardin and Batman in the same room at the same time?
That's true, and Phil Andrews 2860 says that's funny. Cardin should totally do a Batman impersonation on the show. Well, I got to tell you, as a lifelong Batman fan, do you want an Adam West impersonation, or do you want the Christian Bale perpetually angry like I am? I'm saying, what does he say when the guy he pulls the guy down from the not the trapeze but the tightrope wire, and then he's like, I ain't afraid of the law. He's like, I'm not the law. What does he say? Come on, what's that famous scene?
Well, when he pulls Falcone out of his car, his sunroof, when they're parked in front of the
Do I look like a
loading dock?
cop? Or what does he say
Do I
again?
look like a cop? Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
like, who are you? And he says, I'm Batman.
I'm
That's,
Batman. So I wouldn't do Christian Bale the disservice of doing
Swear to me.
Yeah.
Great movie. Great movie.
Dude, we got to pull up a couple of clips now. If I would have known this was going to become a thing, then I would have pulled up some clips.
Such a good movie.
But no, what's the line where he's pulling up Falcone's henchman, who's the corrupt cop?
Yeah.
What does he say? Do I look like a cop to you? Like, what does he
just,
say?
do I look like a cop?
And tell
He
me
says,
where the other drugs are.
I didn't
That's
know.
all
I didn't
remember.
know. I swear. It's like, swear to me.
Swear to me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So good.
That was good. So who was the best Batman? Was it Michael Keaton? Do you think that it was Christian Bale? Do you feel it's the Twilight guy? Who do you think it is?
I haven't
Brittany?
seen Robert Pattinson, but I heard he did a good job.
Robert Pattinson was a phenomenal Batman, but I also think the cinematography made him extra phenomenal because that movie was dark.
Yeah.
Did you know that it was shot on an $85 lens? Some of the scenes were on an old lens from your stomping grounds, the USSR, called the 44-2.
Who would know this?
And it's
Yeah,
actually
thank you. Who would know this?
it's a very popular lens amongst filmmakers, especially indie filmmakers, because it's one of the few prime lenses that you can get for some APS-C and cinema cameras. It was one of the first ones to be adapted to DSLRs and to digital cameras, where you could get a really good shallow depth of field like f1.2 or f1.4 for not a lot of money. Usually those kind of lenses are costing you $800, $900, $1,000, $2,000, but these ones you could get imported from the USSR for less than $100. Now they've gone up to about $200, like with inflation and everything, but it's still one of the more entry-level lenses, and it's got this weird hue to it. It's a Soviet lens. It was literally manufactured, and when you get them, they're poorly built like most Soviet things, but they actually work. And sometimes you have to clean out the inside and take it apart and do your own work on them. But
you know where they came from, why they're so inexpensive. In the USSR, they had a lot of vodka bottles. They would just take the bottom out of the vodka bottle, and boom.
By
cheap
the way,
lens right
you're
there.
like the 7th person to make that joke. In every cinematographer forum, somebody has made that joke. So anyway, the last thing here is, guess what? We're getting some
Okay, wait,
hate.
hold on. Before we move on from Batman, I have a
Yeah,
question.
what?
Who do you think was the best Joker? Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix?
Ooh,
That's a tough
or
one.
Jack Nicholson. Sorry, what are we talking about again?
No, that's not an option. Heath Ledger or
my
Joaquin
gosh.
Phoenix?
Jack Nicholson was the best laughing. I'd say Heath Ledger was the best.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, he was the best at the insanity of the Joker.
Yes,
But,
absolutely.
But the depressive angst of the Joker was Joaquin Phoenix. Oh, dude, like when he's like, what do you get when you mix a mentally ill? You know what I'm saying? And like he just ices that dude on national television. That was like, holy crap, man. That was an intense scene. Right up there with There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis, where he's like, it's like a milkshake. And then he beats the guy with a bowling pin. And you're just like,
yeah, jeez.
You're walking out of the theater just like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'd say they're up there. You know, Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix, both irreplaceable.
Okay, well,
in
the
the
chat
canon.
thinks Heath Ledger. I mean, that one.
Well, the chat's full of a bunch of girls that have a crush on him. So, no, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Actually, that's a very good argument. And any day of the week, ask me and I'll tell you differently, because both Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix had just stole the show. So anyway, Dan Vogel here is hating on one of our recent videos. He wrote a telephone post of a comment that, I'll be honest with you, I haven't been able to get to the bottom of, because it's a telephone post. Yeah, look at that thing right there. And that's only the first half. It was so long. After we debunked him, he wrote such a long response. It took me 2 screenshots to get the entirety of the response. But similar to, you know, everybody that wants to talk about, you know, logical fallacies and don't be ad hominem and all this other stuff. Remember the number one rule of anti-Mormons? They do not refute scripture. They only fulfill it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like, they never take their own advice. I think that's anti-Mormon rule number like 27 is they never, ever, 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 ever take their own advice. For all this talk of ad hominem, like Josh Gailey, his debunking was the single most academic, non-ad hominem, white gloved. Let's keep this PC.
Professional.
Let's keep this professional.
Yeah.
And what's the last comment? Josh needs to learn that it's not the number of sources that matter, but the quality. Oh yeah, I'm sure he didn't know that when he graduated in anthropology instead of, I don't know, working at a grocery store and compiling old pictures of old documents from the religion you hate in order to propagate a narrative that you love. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he says, Josh needs to learn that it's not the number of sources that matter, but the quality. Late sources by eyewitnesses might be preferred over early secondhand accounts. Josh is not a good historian. He's an evangelist. So once again,
okay, but you're not an evangelist, Dan
Yeah.
Vogel. Oh, of course not. Perish the thought that you, Dan Vogel, don't have some kind of emotional.
But ad hominem. He's not a
my
real
God.
historian. He's an evangelist. You know, see it? It's just, it is the most pathetic thing. Anti-Mormonism is the most pathetic, washed up, boring, middle-aged, white, angry dad that can no longer play basketball, taking his son's little league team way too seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It is so
100%.
pathetic. I don't see why people go inactive based upon the things these jokers say. But
look, guys, the church might not be true, but we're way funnier than those guys.
Yeah.
So,
you know,
if for no
Just
other
ask
reason
us.
than the fact that they suck at humor. Can we just...
yeah.
we agree?
So look, if Josh Gailey debunks you in like the kindest, nicest way possible, and like he's stopping me, like I'm chomping at the bit, like, you know, like
you were.
I was like the junkyard dog with the spiked chain, you know, around his neck, just like ready to jump at the kids who hopped the fence to try and, you know, steal the horn out of the 57 Chevy or whatever, you know. So like I'm sitting there and he's like, no, let's remember it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the audacity to go out and call Josh Gailey not a historian and evangelist when he literally wrote the book on the issue. That's funny. It's just funny. So anyway, now we can officially dive in. We're late. We're 30 minutes in. Well, 10 of that was the intro. You know what I'm saying? So we're 20 minutes in, and we got a couple more super chats we're going to catch up on, and then we're going to start making good on the title of the live stream, talk about the hymn book, and a couple reactions to some things that happened in the news, namely Charlie Kirk and who's the other guy, Brittany?
Harrison, is it Butker?
Butker.
Yeah, I was going to say butt kiss, but I knew that was wrong.
No,
you know
not
what
butt
I'm
kiss.
saying?
No, that's a dick butt kiss.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So anyway, keeper of the chats, Brittany, can you catch us up on super chats?
Well, I don't
please?
know where we left off. I'm just walking in.
Oh, okay. Well, we left off on Over YouTube, so now we've got Stephen Diamond.
Is it the we got?
Yep, we got to do a Temple
Okay.
Rocks episode.
We got to do a Temple Rocks episode and get more Temple Rocks. Is from the remains of the Provo Temple. This episode will help the audiences.
Oh, so there's Temple Rocks from the Provo Temple too. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Next one.
Badge the Honey Badger says ran into Apologia, Utah at the PCC Temple. Not as eloquent as Jacob Hansen. Need to step up my public discourse practice.
Oh, so when you ran into him, was he doing one of those jump out of the bushes and try and record you to look cool videos? You know, is it like owning Mormons the day of, hey, did you know the Elephant College is, whoa, 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 look, they're so scared of the truth. Meanwhile, it's like, does he have a gun? Does he have a gun? Is that a camera?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
Like,
he turns to the camera so magnanimously, so sanctimonious, like we're saving these souls.
yeah, seriously. So he
So
basically got ambushed by a First Amendment auditor lookalike, you know, and then and then is questioning his public discourse. But yeah, you know what, my man, that's great. You could always call us up. You could always just call us up as a lifeline and challenge them to challenge us, which they'll never do. But anyway, Sean Grover, you read that super chat, babe.
He says, I need some Ward Radio stickers for my ride.
Ooh, Ward
That's a
Radio
good idea.
stickers is on the top of the merch list. In fact, I'm trying to get them made by our printer by the time we get the Ward Radio hats in, and the second round of Ward Radio first gen shirts that will be coming out this week. We've sold out, I believe. I think there's literally like one medium and one large in the inventory left of the first 100 shirts, I think.
And there's a line for some of
Yeah.
the other sizes. So.
Oh no, we're getting a lot of the back in stock inventory requests for the extras. By the way, our audience, I feel a little bit disappointed. When I asked what size shirt are you, I did a community
They
post.
all lied. Yeah.
I got a perfect bell curve almost that trended a little bit large because we have, you know, a predominantly male dominated audience, right? So I got the least amount of 3XLs, second least amount of 2XLs, the most of like larges and mediums, and then I got nothing but orders for smalls, and then 3XLs, 4XLs, 2XLs. Like, so we've got like,
to be honest, when did you put out that post? I mean, it was a while ago, so
maybe,
I know.
but like, I got to tell you, I am buying a ton of 2XLs, 3XLs, and we actually even ordered a 4XL and one 6XL, I think it was. Didn't we get that? I'm not sure. But anyway, we ordered a ton of new shirts. Those are going to be coming in just this week.
They're coming. Hats are coming. Neck pillows, you know, are down the line.
Well,
Now, when you say a sticker for your ride, is this a car? Is this a bicycle? Is this a big wheel?
Razor scooter.
Razor scooter?
Yeah.
That'd
Wow.
be cool, huh? Yeah.
Okay, so next super chat, Brittany.
Okay, well, did we welcome Hugo Martinez?
No, that's Jonah's job.
Jonah.
Oh my gosh. Hugo Martinez has just joined the Ward Radio worship. All those who would like to welcome Hugo Martinez into the kingdom, please do so by putting a W in the chat. W for brother Hugo.
W for
We
Hugo.
are so glad to have you, brother.
Excellent.
Okay, and then Not So Great Scott says, greetings from Mesa, Arizona. Haven't been able to watch a stream live in a while. Finally got my priorities in order. Love the show.
Oh, that's right. I
Hey,
can't
and
think of much.
Quaku's not here, so we can say, hey, we love you, Mesa. Quaku's not here.
I got,
We can all say, Mesa, we love you. We're so glad to have you. W in the chat for our Arizona brother.
that's funny. Next one, Brittany.
And then Scrambler gifted 5 Ward Radio memberships.
Whoa.
You want to take that away,
Scrambler.
Jonah?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, shoot, where are they? There's too many people in the stake. People.
I know, right? We
Yeah.
gotta split.
Let's see, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Oh, I just see him, but I don't see who joined.
Fidget the Crazy was gifted one.
Whoa.
Oh, really? Oh, Fidget wasn't a member, huh? Caught.
And Carla Vegas. And the Arcus Steady. The Arc
okay.
is Steady.
Rock on.
And Anonymous, So I Don't Get Fired. And David
I love that username.
Hutchison.
All those who would like to welcome these brothers and sisters, these brethren and sestrin, into the Ward Radio wigwam, please do so by putting 5 W's in the chat. That's 10 U's.
Okay, cool. Rock on.
Yeah.
And then Quentin Burdett, welcome to the Celestial Kingdom. We've got a new member. Also welcome Quentin Burdett into the chat with a W. Thank you for joining, Quentin.
Okay, now listen to Mary Lou Howarth. She says, why are there no anti-Baptists or anti-Catholics?
Oh, there are.
I think there are. They're just not as
I was going to say
boisterous.
they're not as toxic.
Yeah.
Like the algorithms don't reward it. Right now there's a bad problem with cult porn, and the anti-Mormons have basically managed to ride the wave of just constantly lying and exaggerating about what their very normal American experience was, to try and make it out to be Scientology or make it out to be one of these horrible cults that's been busted. And so even though they have been debunked and have been contextualized and explained ad nauseum, they will never ingest that information because it doesn't sell. And the algorithm is heavily rewarding the content creators that are putting out, I don't know what to call it other than cult porn. So anyway,
that's what it is.
We got Jason Gast gifted one Ward Radio membership.
We have just received the records for Brother Roy Gonzalez. All those who would like to welcome Brother Roy into the Ward Radio worship, please do so by putting a W in the chat. Now, we got to get to the hymns here.
Yeah, I was going to say, take it away, dude. Tell us what's going on with the hymns, man.
So in the Discord, we have a little snippet of a letter that was just sent out to church leadership regarding the new hymnal that is coming out quickly here. It says that the first batch of new hymns will be available digitally in English, French, Portuguese, and Espanolish on May 30th, 2024. Hymns will continue to be released in batches. So they're going to leak it out, like trickle it out.
Well, that was my question. I read this, and do you have any insight when it's released in batches? What? Like so they're not going to have a hymn book? It's just one book? Are they just going to have inserts that we glue in for the first couple of years?
It sounds like they're trying to get away from paper altogether. It sounds like they're going to try to stray away from paper.
Aww.
It sounds like there's going to be a lot of local control, that it'll vary.
Interesting.
That's the rumor. Yeah.
So
that you could have.
We won't have a hymn book in church. That's asinine. What are we supposed to do for?
I think
gonna
we
be like
will.
a QR code on the back of the pew.
Yeah, for real.
Well, here, let's finish it. So it says, until the full hymn book is published near the end of 2026 in English, French, Portuguese, and Spanish. Other languages will follow the same batch release process, i.e. Pig Latin, over the next 2 or 3 years. The entire hymn book project is expected to be completed in 50 languages by the end of 2023. So we're going to get English, French, Portuguese, and Spanish published at the end of 2026. And then we're going to get kind of batch release process over the next few years until 2023. We get it in 50 languages.
Wait, 2023.
Okay? Sorry, 2030. 2030. Yeah.
Jeez.
3 years.
It's going to take us
before
till 2030 to do this?
Dude, I know, dude. That's what I thought.
Like, why? Why is that taking so long?
Jonah, you know these things.
You're
boomer adjacent. They call you into all the bishoprics. They don't call us.
Come on.
You know?
So I know. Yeah, I totally know why. So when I was at BYU and I was studying Russian at BYU in the linguistics program, they had guys from the CIA come in, okay, and they're like, these are the greatest. This is the greatest language program on the planet. And this guy's like, really? And this LDS guy who worked for the CIA, he's like, watch this. And he says, everybody stand up. He's like, all right, if I name your language, sit down. And he's like, English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, Russian. It starts listing off every language he can think of. And all these guys are sitting down. And the big mucky muck CIA guys sitting there watching this. This guy's listing off languages I haven't even heard of, right? Until finally he gets to the end and he's like, and there's 2 guys still standing, and he's like, I can't think of anything else. Like what language do you guys speak? And they say, oh, Quechua. It's some Guatemalan mountain language or whatever.
Oh,
People come
Quechua.
to our
Yeah,
church.
Quechua.
Yeah.
My one of my roommates was employed by the church in 2005 because he served amongst indigenous people in Bolivia and Paraguay that spoke Quechua. And there was so many different people converting from that area. They wanted to translate conference into Quechua, but there's not enough books on it. And like some of them are written in the 60s and they don't know if it's modern Quechua because there's modern words now. So they got a bunch of the missionaries that served in the northern provinces.
Wow.
And like these were some crazy trustworthy dudes that would like be left in the mountains for like 5 months. And like the reason was because they were also up so high that their bodies had adjusted to the elevation and they couldn't just send any old missionaries up there because it was so high that the new missionaries would have trouble breathing.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and so you had to have like the same missionary there for like 6 months because the mountains of Bolivia are so high and the locals are living like 1.5 miles in the air. And like when people land and they get out of the plane in, I think it's La Paz, Bolivia or whatever that main airport is, it's the highest airport in the world. And when people get out of the 747s, there's nursing staff there with oxygen tanks.
Oh my gosh.
Because like just people will come out and they'll be holding like their backpacks and they'll make it to the bottom of the steps and they'll just be like, and they'll collapse and they like have to get revived and people will put oxygen tanks on them. So anyway, one of my roommates at BYU was one of those guys that spoke straight up Quechua. Oh, that's cool, man. Rock on.
Well, look, BYU is the #1 university in the nation for the number of foreign languages offered by far, like way more. I think they say that half the campus is bilingual and like a third of the campus is trilingual. BYU offers Afrikaans, Albanian, Bicolano. I don't even know what that is, people.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Cambodian, Chukis, Czech and Slovak and Dari, an Afghan language. Like,
so look at this. Here it is,
People
bro.
are such show-offs. I mean, seriously.
Here it is, Jonah. El Alto Airport. LPB is the main airport serving the Bolivian city of El Alto in the department of La Paz. And La Paz, I believe, is the capital city. Outside of China, it's the highest commercial airport worldwide, situated at an altitude of 4,000 meters, which is
my gosh,
13,323 feet above sea level. 1 mile is 5,000 feet, right?
I would be dead.
So
Like,
it
even
is
on a small scale, when I go to Utah, I can feel it. Like, even in Utah,
Yes.
I'm like, it's harder for me to breathe here.
Yes,
like, I would
it
be
is,
dead if
yeah.
I went to Bolivia. I would be
Yeah.
dead.
So this airport is 13,323 feet. It is 2 3/4 miles.
Jeez.
2 3/4 miles above sea level. You think it's hard to breathe at Mile High Stadium in Colorado? Triple that. Triple that. And triple that. And you're at the altitude coming in on a biplane to La Paz. And so you got some poor Bolivian nurse there who's got more hemoglobin in 1 square inch of her upper body than us Californians have in our entire bodies, right? And
Yeah,
she's having to
man.
catch like Navy SEALs flopping over half dead because they can't breathe the air. And like apparently, I guess that's where they speak Quechua. I might be mixing up stories here and totally
No,
tanking
I think
this,
you're right.
but,
I think you're right.
you know,
Well, the point is that look, there's 3 things that the church is better at than anybody else: making babies, making funeral potatoes, and translations.
Yeah,
Like,
we
are
did
the
pretty well, babe.
greatest. We are the greatest at those 3 things. Like, let's just face it. Like, we're fantastic at those. I have personal experience with several of those. We're very good at it. But translation, like the church is. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know. I'm talking about the potatoes, guys. I was talking
I'm
about the funeral
laughing
potatoes.
about funeral potatoes. I'm
Yeah,
laughing
that's
about
what
that.
I'm talking about. I don't know what you're thinking, Brittany. I'm talking about the funeral potatoes. I make a very good au gratin. Okay? But the point is that we are the masters of language. And the reason I have a small peek into this, because when I was in the language program, they said, we need help translating things into Russian. And I was like, sweet, let's do this. And they had this awesome, like, crowdsourced website that anybody could get on, put in your translations for paragraph by paragraph. You put in your translation, and then people would check it, and it would go up this ladder, and it would translate things. And I thought, this is brilliant. And the church was doing this for a while, but then nothing was ever getting finished. The projects would never get finished because we were bombarded with the Ensign magazine. We're bombarded with Friend magazine. conference talks. We were bombarded with like the new era, just like all these like weekly or monthly materials that were it was just an avalanche of all these materials that needed translation. Meanwhile, Jesus the Christ hasn't been translated. Meanwhile, like the hymn book was not when I was on my mission, there was no hymn book in Russian.
Are you kidding me? That's stupid. Have a priority list.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Like the Friend magazine from 2007 can hold on a minute for Jesus the Christ, you know?
Yes.
And it's not to say that the Friend isn't important, but like, let's go bi-monthly on the Friend if it frees up some bandwidth so we can get, I don't know, the hymn book.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And so,
but let me guess, it's boomers running a reactionary program based upon who calls them racist or bigoted first, and then they put that on the top of the list, right? So all the feminist documentation, I'm sure, was completely translated first. The screeching blue hairs got whatever they wanted right off the bat. Meanwhile, Jesus the Christ has to wait.
So yes, we actually have an inside look into how the hymn book was chosen, how the hymns were chosen. There were a number of hymns that were altered to be more palatable for modern sensibilities. And some of these you might recognize. They didn't want to lose the tune, the melody of those classic hymns that we all know and love. But they found that some of the lyrics were a little bit problematic. So the church has said that they've changed a couple of these, and we have some samples of them. So, for instance, Choose the Right has been changed to Choose What You Feel Is Right.
Okay.
A Mighty Fortress Is Our God. They changed it to A Mighty Safe Space Is Our God, which matches
I actually believed you there for a second. I was like, wait, what?
Praise to the Man is a little bit, so they changed it to Praise to the Male.
Okay.
And then Let Zion in Her Beauty Rise has actually been changed to Let Zion in Zer Beauty Rise, because we don't know the actual gender of Zion. It's a little presumptuous to think it was a her. There's Faith of Our Fathers is now Faith of Our Siring Persons.
Yeah.
Master the Tempest is Raging is now Master the Racism is Raging. Where Can I Turn for Peace? This really needed a revamp. It's now Where Can I Turn for Validation?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I'll go through them quick. Sweet Hour of Meditation.
I actually would like that. I mean,
My
I like
personal
prayer
favorite.
more,
My personal favorite is Abide With Me, I Give Consent. I thought that was a great one.
Abide with me, I give consent.
Yes, I thought that was pretty good. Also, instead of Tis Sweet to Sing the Matchless Love, it's actually Tis Sweet to Sing the Matchless Advocacy. That was Julie Hanks had a hand in that one, making sure that was a little more.
Did she have a good alto line? Does she have a good alto line underneath there?
Instead of Because I Have Been Given Much, it's actually Because I Have Been Historically Oppressed. Because I have been historically oppressed, I need your cash.
Oh my gosh.
I pay less tithing.
Instead of We Are All Enlisted, that was a little too violent. They decided it's now We Are All Invited. And Behold a Royal Protest Rally instead of a Royal Army. And then Oh, Say What Is Your Truth. So with those new hymns, it's going to be much more suitable for Gen Z out there. So
I don't know. Gen Z is kind of based, bro. That's like a millennial. That's a woke millennial hymn book right there.
Is Gen Z based?
Actually.
And that's a pushover boomer hymn book right there. That's not Gen Z is so much more based, man. Like,
really?
No, come on. How many times do you see TikToks where girls are like, if I could go back and I could talk to whatever woman wanted to push feminism, making me go to work every day, I'd say, shut that. You know, how many times have you seen those? Unlike, Margot Robbie saying I boss bead too much in that one TikTok. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, they're all about, the trade schools, not going to college.
Okay.
If you viewers enjoy or are excited for the new woke hymns, make sure you like this stream here. Make sure you like that stream. We've got a lot of people watching, not everybody liking. Don't forget to hit that little thumb up.
Yeah, you haters.
Okay. And
but anyway, fast
hymns, too, one last reminder here, guys. If you haven't yet, please make sure that you get your WardRadio t-shirts. They're actually pretty sick, man, and you can wear them in style. And extra props if you open up a mission call. That's the
huge.
coolest. That's the coolest one I've heard so far. We should make a WardRadio tie that you can wear to church. That would be ill.
That'd be
In
cool.
fact, that needs to come next. And you had a suggestion from Discord. Yeah, babe?
I was just going to say, but I don't know if it would be in time. For Father's Day, we should roll out some ties.
Oh, we should roll out some ties for Father's Day.
But that's coming up real quick.
That's coming up quick. Yeah, you're right. We should see if we can't do that fast. You had mentioned temple bags. Oh, that would be hilarious.
Temple bags would be sweet.
Dude,
or
that-
even just like, what about even just like a tie pin? You wouldn't need like a full tie. What, you just like a tie pin with like the radio tower?
What if we got like one of those 1970s steel briefcases engraved with WardRadio, like the old dudes that go to the temple, like looking like they're about to do a drug deal with Jesus in like a steel briefcase?
Might not be the best.
You know, no, you've never seen the old guys like in their loafers and their temple bag is like the steel briefcase.
Yeah.
You've
No,
never seen
I
that?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I
the
think that would be
pros.
ill. Yeah, they're like they're the dudes that you know are packing heat when they're driving in their old sedans. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Those guys like, hey, nobody can tell me not to take my 6-shooter. You know, like those guys are hardcore, man. All right, do we have any super chats to catch up on, Brittany?
Yes, we do.
Hit us.
Ashton Jade Production says, "Did y'all see Brittany's cute stick face as the idea
stink face?
Oh, stink face as the idea of no more paper hymn book. She's adorable. Let's keep her." Did you hear that, Cardin?
I did hear that.
Did you hear that?
And Ashton J Productions is spot on. We'll keep you. We'll keep you.
Thank you.
So next.
Okay, so we actually have, in terms of chat, we have just chatted to us in the Discord here, Cardin. We have a video of Nutty Entertainment opening his mission call.
Oh, get out of town.
He just told us he was going to open his mission call. He has just sent the video of him opening his mission call. This is a member of the WardRadio Wigwam sending out a missionary. Where are we going to put the plaque, right? They always have like the plaque. I feel like Nutty Entertainment needs to give a homecoming talk.
Dude, look at this. Okay, it's only 2 minutes and 48 seconds long. Look at this. But here's Nutty Entertainment, and he's, oh boy, man. Look, that guy right there. That dude's sitting down next to Nutty Entertainment with the Velcro, the straight up Velcro black New Balances. We all have that guy in our ward. We all have one of those dudes in our ward, you know? So here's Nutty Entertainment. Let's see if we can hear where he's going, dude.
Okay, your mission call letter is below. Scroll down when you're ready to read it. After you read your call letter.
Oh, come on. Did he already say it already? Where is it?
I don't know.
Also, he's not in his shirt.
Restored gospel of Jesus Christ. You will be an official representative of the church. As such, you will be expected to honor the covenants you have made with Heavenly Father.
Man, where's he
Hereby
going?
called to serve as a missionary of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You have been recommended as one worthy to represent the Lord as a minister of the restored gospel of Jesus Christ. You will be an official representative of the church. As such, you will be expected to honor the covenants you have
Hey,
made.
where does it say, Jonah? Where in
And a
the...
representative of
coming
WardRadio.
up.
No, oh, it's coming up? Okay.
Heavenly Father, keep the commandments, maintain the highest standards of conduct, and follow the righteous counsel of your mission president. As you devote your time and attention to serving the Lord, leaving behind all
Come on, where are you
Maybe.
going?
you will be blessed with increased knowledge. Riverside Mission.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
You'll be
Make covenants
blessed.
with Heavenly Father. You are assigned to labor in the California Riverside Mission.
right,
Awesome.
rock on. Okay,
Going
we
to
had to
Babylon.
verify. Yeah, welcome to Babylon. Actually, out there, dude, super based. Like,
Oh, really?
it's nothing but cops and firemen. And like Riverside is, California is kind of turned into Italy, where all the wealthy liberal elites live along the ocean because only you can afford a $6 million house. Like a hovel on the coast is like $5 million.
Yeah.
And then
So
if you're
absurd.
working class, you live inland because the Coastal Commission meant to protect the coast, really just protect the wealthy elites that already had a house there. And so now we've got this, like the working class is in Riverside. So it's actually kind of one of the few middle class bastions left. So he's going to have a ton of teachers, cops, firemen. Yeah, dude, you'll actually get like Trump flags out there. Like there's like totally red districts in Riverside.
Wow.
And it's pretty crazy. Like half of LAPD commutes in from Riverside, dude. So I feel sorry for
I believe
the
it.
yeah.
You ready for more super
Yeah,
chats?
more soup chats. Go, Brittany.
Okay, Diamond Dave says, I love how people are saying everything is a cult. Just because I accepted the irrefutable evidence that Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout game doesn't mean I'm in a cult, just means I'm right.
Nerd.
That
I
makes
don't know what that means, but
He makes a good point. Fallout New Vegas. It's a really
good
prominent-
point. That's
yeah.
something we can all
Okay.
relate to.
Okay. Ash and Jade. Oh, stink face. Okay. Glad I don't have a stick face. That would have made me sad. But I can have a stink face. That's fine.
Yeah.
Stephen Diamond says we need a group to get Provo Remains / Temple Rocks. Provo
right.
Remains. That sounds like
True dat. True dat.
I don't know.
Yeah, like we're
Scary.
digging up Indian graveyards or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, okay,
Bones.
keep going. Yeah.
Geography guy says if the church moves away from paper hymn books, how will the YSA flirt in singles wards during sacrament meeting? It's
Ooh.
true, like when you hold the hymn and then like, oh, your little fingers are touching behind the hymn book.
Yes.
Ah, was that your
You're
go-to
gonna
move?
Yeah.
you're gonna have a deleterious effect on our marriage rates if you keep this only on an app. People, think this through, brethren. Think this through.
Okay,
Yeah.
keep going. Keep going.
Anonymous so I don't get fired says, as kids we used to sing choose the Sprite when a beer is placed before you. That's funny.
That's right.
Choose the Sprite when a beer is placed. That is so hilarious.
And we are all caught up.
Okay, all right.
Okay, well, one of
Next
the next
thing.
things that we had to talk about, Cardin, I don't know if we're ready to move on to Brother Kirk.
Yes, we are indeed.
Want to talk about Brother Kirk here?
Yep, we are. In fact, I've got the video pulled up right here. Self-help culture debunked in under 3 minutes. So I haven't seen any of these yet. These two clips we're going to react to in real time. You had a little intro you want to give us, Jonah.
Yeah, so if you don't know, this guy, Charlie Kirk, I'm not sure what he is. He's a speaker. He goes around to university campuses. He talks about how he's conservative. He likes Trump or something, I think. Anyways, but he has college students get up and they fight with him and he argues with them. And he had a college student get up and talk about self-help and said, there's a lot of therapy and self-help things out there. Like, what's your opinion on that? And I thought he gave an interesting response. And so here at 1 minute and 27 seconds of this little clip here, we're going to react a little bit to Charlie Kirk's take. And what he doesn't know is that Charlie Kirk, who is a devout Christian, is actually pulling from the Book of Mosiah here in his response. So
Really?
we're going to talk a little bit about that. Yeah. See if you can catch it.
So in order to be truly based, the Christians that traditionally say Mormons aren't Christian have to accidentally eschew the creeds and quote the Book of Mormon in order to actually truly connect the logical and philosophical dots of Christianity. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes, that is exactly right.
All right,
Yeah.
then we're going to play this clip and see if that indeed did happen. Here we go. Charlie Kirk, go.
Let me be clear, there's a lot of good people that are into the self-help, self-love thing. I hope it works for you. I have seen it do great damage to a lot of young people. I'm going to tell you why. When I was in...
What was the question? Do we need to go back and hear the question a little bit
It was
more?
just about, what do you think about self-help? What do you think about self-love, self-help? It's a big thing these days. What do you think? That's all of us.
Okay, so somebody asked a question about self-help, self-love. Okay, here we go.
In 7th grade, I saw a sign that was posted all throughout our school. And it said, "You are perfect the way you are." And I asked my teacher, then I said, then why am I in school?
Oh.
Why would you go to school if you were the perfect the way you are? Instead, it should be, you have great potential. It's a much,
that's
better
that's about where you need to stop. So
Okay.
interesting is that after I watched this today, and we thought this would be an interesting thing to talk about, I went to my son's middle school. He was presenting for National History Day, and I saw a sign hanging in the hallway, just like he says. He says there was a sign that says, "You're perfect the way you are." And as I'm walking through, I saw this, "You are enough just as you are." And I thought, well, that's
I see.
Right?
I was wondering what that picture was in the Discord. Okay.
Yeah, just like Charlie Kirk saw. So what he says here is that when you tell people that they're perfect the way that they are and you're just great and everything's wonderful, it actually has a stagnating effect on their personality and on their motivation, obviously, because they think, I don't have to do anything. And the Book of Mormon and in solo fide evangelical Christianity, this is a huge temptation, because all you got to do is say, Beetlejuice, 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 and you're saved. Right? You just have to say, I love Jesus once, and hey, and you're done. And in in the restored true gospel of Jesus Christ, we absolutely reject that nonsense. That's ridiculous. Like, Jesus Christ has real expectations for you, and God wants you to do well and improve and work on your character and your will and these things, right? And so commandments aren't nothing, ordinances aren't nothing. And so we reject the whole, you just kind of close your eyes and the pastor says, ready, set, go, and you say what he wants you to say, and now you're saved. It has a real detrimental effect on people's motivations and righteousness.
Okay, now couldn't this be maybe a semantic argument where both sides are talking past each other? Maybe I'm trying to be too much of a peacemaker and ecumenical here, but like I view this as saying you are enough just as you are as an incomplete sentence. To me, I would prefer to say
no. There's an exclamation mark. I know that much from school.
That
was a complete sentence.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I would improve upon this by saying you are just enough as you are ... to start the process. Like if I was a yard duty,
you're thinking about that too much.
No, if I were a yard duty and I was helping referee a soccer game amongst the kids, there's always the new kids that want to start to play and they want to become soccer players, but they know they suck. They've never been taught the skills. They look at the other older kids that are playing and they want to, and you see it in their faces with all their hearts. They want to be out there playing soccer, but they may be too sheepish to approach and say, oh, I want to play, because they look at everybody else that's playing well and they're like, I'm nowhere near where they are. Well, if I were that yard duty, if I were that referee, if I were that, teacher on the field, I would say, hey, no, you're just fine as you are right now to begin the process of playing.
Sure.
But trust me, along the way, if you want to be a real soccer player, I'm going to be tough on you. I'm going to tell you if you stink, if you're doing something wrong. But the way you are right now, bro, don't hate on yourself. Don't go whimper in a corner. Don't leave and don't give up. Like, come and play with us. Like, come join the other kids. So I just kind of feel like if you say you are enough just as you are, ... No, that is a fallacy that can be abused. At the same token, if you don't have a very low barrier to entry, I think that's a fallacy that can be just as equally destructive, that you have to be good at something in order to be worthwhile or start. And that's some hogwash too. But you're right. The leftists, the liberals, the woke scolds, the progmos, they abuse this ideology in order to tell people that there is no progress necessary in order to get the consolation prize of, I don't know, success, heaven, wealth, whatever, all of the above. Which can be destructive.
And Brother Kirk, he says this, he says a much better thing to say is you have great potential. Instead of saying, oh, you're just done, you're done. You say you have great potential. And that's really the message that the gospel offers, is that actually you kind of suck. Right? Mosiah 3:19, which is in the Discord. Mosiah 3:19.
Mosiah 3:19, I'll look it up.
Now, this is not, traditional Christianity does not have this. And so you hear all this stuff like, be yourself, be true, be your natural self. It's just natural, all this stuff. We do not have that garbage tying us down in the restored gospel of Jesus Christ. I think this is a very underrated verse. This is from King Benjamin's speech, where he says, for a natural man is an enemy to God and has been since from the fall of Adam and will be forever and ever, unless he yields to the enticings of the Spirit and putteth off the natural man and becometh a saint through the atonement of Christ the Lord. Now, I love this verse. It talks about putting off the natural man, which is really, relevant because I'm a naturally an off-putting person. No, I'm just kidding. I heard that joke one time. I thought it was fantastic.
It was.
But we know that you naturally you're like, just like people are always like, oh, children are so wonderful and children are so great. Yeah, well, children are actually super ignorant too. Like, that's why we send them to school. That's why we train them and teach them and try to help them to grow. We are just infants.
But at the same token,
I
went to a chapel on Easter Sunday, and I remember somebody gave an actual talk about children and said, like, anybody that thinks, oh, children are perfect and little innocent, you've never seen one of those little, and I was like, whoa, dude, it got super dark, super fast. You know what I'm saying? To try and convince. It's like whenever these Calvinists come out and like they talk about the sinful nature of this and like, because in order to justify this idea of original sin, you need to convince parents that their children are evil. And that is so antithetical to their actual experience, because little children are beautiful. They're innocent. Yes, they're ignorant. Yes, they're untrained. Okay, but being ignorant and being untrained is different than being evil. Like, dear heavens, it's not Satan and he literally said it's a little Satan in a diaper. And I was like, what the heck?
A viper in a diaper.
Oh, it was a viper in a diaper is what the priest said.
Gosh.
Yeah,
A little bit dark.
Evangelical priest on Easter Sunday, 2024, literally talked about how unbaptized children are a little viper in a diaper. And I'm like, what the heck?
Now we totally reject infant baptism. That is an abomination. That is a profaning the atonement of Jesus Christ to baptize infants.
Why though?
It might have
doctrinally why? Because they're vipers in diapers.
Well, because they can't sin. That's why. Because you're young and innocent and you're not sinning. All right. So there's no remission. There's nothing to remit. And so Mormon talks about this in at the very end of his book, the very end of the Book of Mormon. You can see this. He says that is an abomination. Those children they're swallowed up in the grace of Jesus Christ. These people talk about grace all the time. Grace all the time. But they look at an infant and they're like, baptize that filthy, dirty, stinking viper in a diaper. It's like, geez, guys, we believe that Christ's grace is sufficient, that if you haven't done anything wrong, you're not going to be punished for it.
Hey, you were there. No. It was the staff of the guy we talked to, Jonah. We're hopefully going to invite him on and we'll have this conversation and stuff. But it was like one of his junior pastors. And I remember hearing that one. I was like, whoa, like how does every mother not just walk out, you know?
Yeah. But the point of what the restored gospel teaches, as opposed to all the credist gospels, is that, yes, your natural man is awful, super awful, but you have great potential. And God wants you to build yourself into something worth saving, something good and something great. And so it's worth trying and perfecting yourself. But don't worry, you're not lost. Christ's grace is going to save you from death and hell. But then what? And we have a then what, whereas none of them do.
Well, I think that's why self-help can get so tricky and so, I don't want to say evil, but just contrary to what Jesus teaches. Because if we think, oh, we can do it ourselves, I don't need any help, that leaves no room for Christ and his atonement. And so,
and I come at this with a little bit of trauma because I lost 2 of my siblings to therapists who wanted to tear apart my family for money. And so I come at this with a little bit of trauma. I'm sure there's good therapists out there somewhere, but my experience has been that a lot of the self-help, the modern self-help therapy thing is
it's secular priesthood.
It's secular priesthood.
It's just secular priesthood, and they're competing with a different religion, and it's home wrecking for profit.
Yep.
You know,
whereas the gospel of Jesus Christ does not teach that. The gospel of Jesus Christ says, if you serve others, if you look out, stop blaming others for your problems, and you can do it. This is why there's an economist, Tyler Cowen, who runs Marginal Revolution, talked about a phenomenon where they notice in Africa that when people join the Church of Jesus Christ, that their economic situation improves more lastingly, more permanently, more significantly than any of these other programs. They said all the government programs come in and they do microloans for businesses, or we're going to buy you some chickens, or we're going to build you a well, or we're going to whatever. None of these indicators seem to move the needle. But the thing that does move the needle is converting to the Church of Jesus Christ. So this economist suggested, because he's this cold-blooded economist, he said, well, the U.S. government should fly over Africa and just drop pallet loads of Book of Mormons on villages. That'd be the best anti-poverty campaign.
Wait. When did this? Who said this? This needs to be its own video, awesome. Bro.
It will. It's Tyler Cowen. It's fantastic. But the reason, so people asked him, how could you say this? This is so horrible. And he said, the reason why, I think, this is his theory, is that when you hear the gospel of Jesus Christ, it is the absolute opposite of grievancism, of victimization, of victimhood. You throw that garbage away. You say, I have the potential as an eternal being to make myself better forever and ever, and to improve on anything that I want. God will help me. And that type of liberating optimism is unmatched in the Christian world, in any other religion. The Church of Jesus Christ gives you this liberating optimism that is totally antithetical to grievance, to victimhood, And this type of self-help stuff can sometimes say, oh, your problems are just because of other people, and you just need to ignore them, and love yourself. You're perfect the way that you are. And the gospel of Jesus Christ balances this. No, you have eternal potential, but your natural man totally sucks. And
also, I've always said, and we only got 15 minutes here, and we do got to get on to the next subject, but I will say, when it says for the natural man as an enemy to God, I also don't think that just left to our own vices, we're automatically 100% bad. What I think is, there's that historian that said, look, I'm not a believer, but I cannot look at the way the world operated and the philosophies of humankind and how they, contributed to the rise and fall of empires and not see a before and after Christianity. Before Christianity, it was morally imperative that the strong shall rule. And how do they prove they're strong? By conquering. And how do they conquer? Well, they kill and they maim and they destroy and they pillage. And the king gets the 7 concubines and the 20 slave women, while the poor get the scraps of what's left over. And then there has to be this merchant class that is constantly trying to cater to the king. And upon his whims will they be slaughtered if he doesn't like their, their food, or doesn't like their ornate jewelry or whatever it is that he's purchasing. And then with the birth of Christianity, within 300 or 400 years spread out through the Roman Empire, all of a sudden monogamy becomes the norm. All of a sudden industry, all of a sudden helping thy neighbor and honesty, like just plain old honesty, like not lying, and transparency becomes something that is sought after by societies at large, regardless of their religious status. And he says, I cannot help as a historian not to recognize that is Christianity, and that is Christ's influence right there. So I think for the natural man as an enemy to God, I kind of think like, without God's laws implemented in our lives almost as a whole, that left to our own vices, we're not inherently bad individually, but left to our own vices, we're inherently bad without Christ. And we have been since the fall of Adam, since the beginning of time. And we will be forever and ever, unless like a large amount of us choose to yield to the enticings of the Holy Spirit and so on and so forth. So
what I like to tell my children, and I'm going to make a lot of people mad. Ready? I'm going to make a lot of people mad right now.
Cool.
God does not have a plan for you. God has one plan. Get on board. God doesn't have 8 billion plans. He has one. There's one path. There's one gate. It's Jesus Christ. Get on board. And if you think like, oh, but I have a different plan, you're wrong. He doesn't have a different plan for you. The plan for you is outlined in the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that ticks a lot of people off when I say that, but I'm tired of hearing it's like, oh, God's plan for me is different. I'm a young, healthy man. I'm supposed to not go on a mission. Wrong. That's not his plan for you. He has a plan for you, and it's to go on a mission. Like that's the plan, guys. Like,
I don't know. I'd push back a little bit, Jonah.
Push back, Jonah. Push back. Push back, Brittany. Push back.
The plan for me is not to take the sacrament. Wrong. That's not the plan for you. The plan for you is to take the sacrament. Like, sorry. Like, there's only one plan. And nowhere in Scripture, anywhere, does it say God makes exceptions for, like, your personality type, that everyone needs to get baptized but you, or everyone needs to go to church regularly except you, and these things. Like, sorry. That is not in Scripture anywhere. There's only one plan. Get on board if you can. That's what I...
Okay, look, as a Taurus... No, I'm kidding.
No, but you take issue with that, babe. Why?
I mean, I don't take issue with it. I just think, like, God knows us individually, and maybe a plan is to go on this way to meet more people, and then we come back on the path. Like, I don't think it's just...
Well, that's making lemons out of lemonade, wouldn't you say?
Sure.
Or making lemonade out of lemons. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Look, you're just smoking hot, so anything you say is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
And
right
away.
You've got the love to hate him Matt Walsh shirt on, so when you say conservative things, it's even better. Keep going.
But I think this is I think it's a pervasive thing in our in our culture, telling people that, oh, you have your own, you are just so amazing, you're perfect as you are, and you have this great plan, and you don't need that church to stifle you. You don't need the gospel of Jesus Christ to stifle you. And I think it's a disease.
Oh,
I think
yes.
it's
Saying
a
that
mind virus.
Saying that the gospel of Jesus Christ or religion is stifling when it's the single most liberating thing out there that people need, that is the cruelty of modern secular therapy and needs to be absolutely eschewed and is unethical, in my opinion, but is celebrated by the godless pagans. So, anyway, okay.
Anyways, that was just a commentary on Brother Kirk. We're excited Brother Kirk is coming around.
Keepers of the chats. Keepers of the chats. Catch us up on this super chat that just came in. By the way, guys, we got 10 minutes left here. We have a feeling there's going to be a lot of super chats on this next subject.
We have 30 minutes. Don't lie.
No, we're keeping to the schedule here. We got 10 minutes left here. So
let me get to these chats.
Okay, get to the chats.
Okay. Rex Good says, self-help favorite hymn. I need me every hour.
That's good.
Ashton Jade Production says, I love the title of Allie Beth Stuckey's book, You're Not Enough, and That's Okay. I haven't read it, but love the title.
Yeah,
that's a good title.
If not for her religious bigotry, she'd be a great author.
Okay.
And ignorance.
And Mr. Namaby, I don't know. Viper in a diaper sounds like something you'd hear on child-free Reddit or feminist TikTok.
Well, there's not a big difference between the creedist Calvinists and evangelicals that hate Mormons and, well, the secularists that hate Mormons. Both use shame and cancel culture in order to enforce their ethos upon the masses. So,
Okay, Hazelnut Megan says, this is a pervasive issue because these feel-good statements feel nice because we do have infinite worth, but they deny our fallen nature and the necessity of the atonement of Jesus Christ. Gotta call it out in lessons.
Boom
agreed.
shakalaka.
Look, you can either grow or you can be comfortable, but you can't be both. You can either grow or you can be comfortable. But you can't be both. If you're in a lesson and they're like, hey, you're all doing great. Everything's just great. That is not what you need to be hearing. That is not growth. That is not the gospel. Everything's not great. You either grow or you can be comfortable, but you can't be both.
I like being comfy, though.
Yeah,
that's
true.
I do.
Yeah, that's true. She's a comfy person. Getting to pajamas at like 7 p.m. now.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Are we talking about?
Yep. Butt kiss.
It's not butt kiss.
Or Butker.
Butker.
Okay. Chris Butker, I believe his name
Harrison.
was. Harrison
Butker.
Okay. So
This is a good looking
Yeah.
man.
This guy was ridiculously handsome. I was like, what the heck? He looked like that.
Okay,
Captain
good. You
America
said it
guy.
already, so now I can say it.
Yeah, it was like freaking absurd, man. So anyway, backlash over NFL Harrison Butker's commencement speech has reached a new level. The NFL is distancing himself from controversial comments by Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker during a recent commencement address. In addition to calling Pride Month a deadly sin. Oh, I didn't realize he did that. I didn't hear that in the previous headlines, and bemoaning diversity and equity initiatives. Butker set off waves of criticism when he suggested that women find more fulfillment through getting married and having children than by pursuing careers. Well, that's just scientific and has been proven through myriad amounts of study, but okay, interesting. Directly after quoting a song by Taylor Swift. Oh, this just keeps getting better and better. Okay. The backlash has been building since Butker made the comment Saturday in an address to graduates at Benedictine College, a small Catholic school in Atchison, Kansas. Well, who cares if he's doing a small Catholic school in Atchison, Kansas? Let him say that Mary was born of the Immaculate Conception for all we care.
Do we have a video we're going to play?
Yeah, let's play a video. Okay. So which video should I play? Oh, here it is. Why Chief Harrison Butker's commencement speech is under fire.
Yeah, that's from today, and just be careful because they're gonna copyright strike us if we play too much of it here. But this is a little bit about his speech and the backlash.
Okay, so here we go.
The women who have had the most diabolical lies told to you.
In a controversial commencement speech at Benedictine College over the weekend, 3-time Super Bowl champion Harrison Butker railing against everything from President Biden.
3-time Super Bowl champion. This dude is good at what he does.
Yeah, and dude, this is the only guy I've seen that's actually been able to make the smock look like totally sick. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so here you go.
Good looking man.
IVF. and speaking directly to the women in the audience.
Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's just an objective statement. He's talking to a Catholic university.
Yeah.
There's some pretty religious women. He's not saying you won't get fit. No, he's saying, I'm guessing that you are probably very excited, most excited about your future husband and children.
Okay, so here we go. Another 10 seconds.
Invoking his own family.
I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife.
Dude, they need to take the picture of this guy next time they paint the Crusaders on like the side of one of their little chapels.
Yeah.
Like this is what they look like, right?
As a mother, that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
Whoa, them be fighting words for the feminists. To have a super handsome guy that, by the way, all the feminists wish would choose them. But because they chose the dogma of blue hair over the dogma of, motherhood, they're deselected by these kind of chads. This dude literally looks like the Chad meme. He's the living embodiment
the living Chad meme.
of the living Chad meme. And the living Chad meme did not choose them and their body positivity and their cats and their Xanax, but instead chose...
Okay.
Yeah?
Before we go on a diatribe, I want to say my opinion.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
I wasn't done mansplaining.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let finish.
No, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
So here's the thing. Do I believe in what he said? Yes. Okay. Wife and motherhood. Yes. We just had a panel discussion on that with the women of WardRadio, right? Yes. Agreed. That being said, okay, and also, does he deserve all this hate he's getting? No. No, I don't think he deserves all the hate. But that being all said, choosing to say this to a bunch of women that just graduated and just worked really hard to get their degree, to kind of downplay that, I think is a little bit rude.
Well, some might say contextualize instead of downplay.
Okay, fine. Whatever word you want to choose. I think it was just a little, you got to know your audience. Time and a season. That's my opinion. Also, yes, when he said, when he cried over his wife, touching, great, okay. It's probably really easy for your wife to choose to be a homemaker because you're like a bajillionaire who's won Super Bowls.
That's a good point.
I don't
Good
know.
point.
I don't know. I think
that's a great point.
He said good words, but it's just a little tone deaf. Is what I want to say.
You mean the poor girl that had to learn how to do accounting in order to supplement the income of her plumber husband as he makes it through his apprenticeship so they can afford their $5,000 a month apartment in Los Angeles that might have a slightly different
I'm just saying
a slightly different take on life.
She's got an easy life because you're a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, right.
3 times.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's fair. What you're saying is fair. Mm-hmm. Previously, before this, I hadn't seen the clip, but I know you mentioned, Brittany, that you thought, hey, know your audience. And, it's a bunch of girls that are graduating from college. Now that you know that it's a Catholic university and not just UCLA, does that change the rubric?
He had, I think, a standing ovation. A lot of people cheered. I don't think he deserves all this hate he's getting because the people that were there didn't seem to mind it, right? It's all the left and the feminists and everyone's calling him a misogynist now, and I feel really bad for him that he's getting more hate than what he deserves.
So just to clarify, just to mansplain something to Brittany
Go
here.
for it, Jonah.
Plumbers make great money. I just have to say,
I just paid one.
When I try to get, and part of my French here, when I try to get a dilly dang plumber to come into my business and do some work, they're like, yeah, I can pin you in about 6 years from now. Those guys have work up to here. They make great money. If anybody out there is wondering if they should grow up to become a plumber, it sounds like a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm. Actually, what's really funny is we just had one of my plumber buddies fix a water heater that blew at our house. Luke Hansen took 2 cold showers for 2 days because our water heater blew, and it was on the weekend, so they weren't FedExing the parts out. So he finally just fixed it, and actually we haven't paid him yet, babe. We got to get on Venmo.
Shoot.
He said,
Hope
like,
he's not watching.
I know. I was like, if you're watching, Chris, we promise.
We just
we're
got
not
really
deadbeats.
busy. We got really busy.
Wait, you mean Luke was taking California cold showers? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It was
Oh my gosh, I
cold.
can't believe this.
It's really cold.
Was he just freezing in that naturally 60-degree water that comes out of your tap all
no,
the
it
time?
comes out of the earth because the pipes go through the earth, and it's freaking
Oh.
54 degrees.
Yeah.
It might as well be ice water.
54?
You know?
Is that even possible? Does physics even allow that?
Yes.
I can't believe that.
Yes,
You Californians just have it so hard down there.
we do. We do. So, and we steal everybody else's water. So you're right.
So okay, but Brittany, to get back to the point, like here's one issue that I take with him. He says like my wife's life didn't begin until she became a wife and a mother. Okay, now hold on. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Maybe her
but-
best life didn't begin.
Okay,
Some might
maybe
say,
that'd
but
be a better way to say it.
Yeah.
But no, my wife had a life before she met me, and she will have a wife long after I'm dead.
you mean
when-
a life?
A life.
Unless
when I die.
unless
Like,
Charlotte's
she'll-
coming out and telling us something on WardRadio Women
No,
next
no,
week.
no. Like her life will go on after I die. It's not like her life ends. Okay, that's why Indians used to bury widows when their husbands died. Okay, we don't believe in that garbage. All right, so I think it's a much better model to think like women have complete and whole lives, and men have complete and whole lives. Marriage is when you bring both those completenesses together. It's not who I have 50% and you have 50%. It's we both have 100%. We don't do this because we're obligated to. We give because we like to, and we're going to supplement each other's lives. So I think that's a little bit like women don't have a life until they become a wife and a mother. Okay, no, that's no, not really true. When I met my wife at college, she was magna cum laude, graduating from BYU. She was top of her class.
Whoa.
Dang.
And we decided that because she was by far the smartest of the two, we would have her stay home with our children. That was way too important to waste her in a cubicle and trust the kids with me. We'd much rather have her skills, her talents at home with our children and have me out in the world dealing with that stuff. So because she was so intelligent, we decided you need to be home with the kids. But that model doesn't work for everybody, okay? I can work and she can be a stay-at-home mom, but like Brittany pointed out, not everybody can win 3 Super Bowls. I haven't won my 3 yet, but it could be coming.
And by the way, this has been a controversial thing. Like Brittany got in a fight with some family members over this.
I didn't get in a
wow.
fight.
Babe.
We just had differing opinions, and that's fine.
You
Yeah.
punched your dad in the face?
I did not. No.
A slap.
did
It was a
not.
slap in the face.
You unfriended
No,
your
like-
cousins on Facebook?
Oh my god.
You turned your diamond inside your hand and slapped him across the cheek?
No, but do you know what I do
gosh.
in the this is way off topic, but this is WardRadio. So speaking of like turning like your diamond in, you know what's a good safety tip? Okay. Cardin's mom, I thought it was kooky when she first gave it to me, but it's a hidden key and then it pops out into a knife, but it looks like a key. And she's like, put it on your key ring. So then when you're walking in the parking lot, you can flip that out and put it in between your knuckles. And I was like, whoa, Wendy, that was crazy. But it's like stuck with me. So anyway, I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but when you said turn my diamond away around, and that sparked my memory, and that was a really good memory.
Yeah.
So now everyone should use that and think of me when you're walking through
Welcome
the
to
parking
Los
lot.
Angeles. Welcome to Los Angeles, where like they teach you how to put keys in between your knuckles, so you can
It's true though. There's some sketchy parts in LA.
But some. Oh my gosh.
lot.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot, dude. Actually, it's
Now-
really cool growing up in LA. I look back at the experiences I had as a kid just biking around my neighborhood, and I'm like, holy smoke, the scrapes I got into, like, no wonder I'm fearless, man. These modern kids, dude, they're missing out, man. They're just missing out. So
Now,
anyway,
another piece of this comes on the heels of our recent morning episode about how the Church of Jesus Christ, members of the Church of Jesus Christ, are sitting on the border of Kansas, ready to spring into Missouri and
Yes.
swallow up all that cheap real estate. because this is another Kansas City Chiefs football player. This is
you're right.
boyfriend of Taylor Swift's boyfriend here. So he is in Kansas City talking a little based about this whole deal here. Okay.
Well, we're going to finish this. Let's just finish this really fast.
Close.
Let's see.
Homemaker.
Butker also criticizing gay rights when telling the students to take pride in their school.
Okay. What's he going to say? What's he going to say?
Not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it.
And had a message.
Oh, that was it? That was it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, okay, we know what they were saying, but geez, it's not like he came out and said, like, I won't even say the words because YouTube will get angry. You know what I mean?
I gotta say, like the saying this at like a small Catholic university, that's a layup. That's a layup.
And look at this. This is
not
like
hard.
This is a graduating class the size of like what, BYU Hawaii maybe?
That's not hard.
Yeah, this is like saying I love the golden plates at BYU Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's right. That's good.
Okay, let's see what else he says.
Message for the men.
Be unapologetic in your masculinity, fighting against the cultural emasculation of men.
The NFL responding.
And the NFL responds.
Butker gave a speech in his personal capacity, and his views are not those of the league.
What? To be unabashedly masculine? It's football. You put on helmets and pads and then have the kinetic energy of a car wreck every time you guys tackle each other. You take what used to be an animal before we killed it and flayed it and sewed its skin into a ball, okay?
Wow.
And then we put pads on with helmets that will put a dent in the stucco of a motorhome.
Okay, well, I don't think that's what the NFL is saying they don't agree with.
Yo, they completely agree with it. They're just too embarrassed, and their HR managers are so angry.
What do you think, Brittany? Brittany, what do you think?
I think, look, what he said, okay, would I word it that way? No, I would not. But honestly, those are his opinions. He was asked to speak. Maybe someone looked at his speech before and approved it. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. But he said it. He got a standing ovation. So that's his freedom of speech. Let him say whatever he wants. I think it's weird.
Mormons and Catholics.
Hold on. I can interrupt you, but you can't interrupt me. But I also think, like, there was like a petition, I think like change.org to get him off the team. Like, I think
I'm just kidding.
that's... Did you lower?
I just did slowly. So there was a petition at change.org to, get into stink eye.
I'm not helping with another single word.
Dude, she
radio.
slapped her dad today.
I'm just kidding.
Okay? You're next.
I did not. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was her cousin.
Fine, whatever. I'm not talking anymore.
No.
No. Oh,
You guys
Brittany,
are
come on, babe.
I want to hear
End the
Brittany's
stream.
commencement speech.
I'm done.
I want to hear a sample of Brittany Ellis's commencement speech.
No, I was just saying, like, he does not deserve all this hate. Would I word it like that? No, I wouldn't.
How would you have worded it? We want to hear your commencement speech.
I would have just congratulated people on graduating and saying, wow, that was a great way to get through that, and there's going to be lots more in your life that you're going to have to overcome, but you did this one hard thing, and that's great, and go forward with faith, and blah, 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 blah. Probably a cookie-cutter graduation speech. I wouldn't say, like, oh, women, you graduated, good job, but your life's not going to start till you're a wife and mom, so go work on that now. Like, I would not word it that way. That's just rude.
Okay, so how would we reword properly? How would you recommend we reword properly the phrase, to the men, comma, be unapologetic in your masculinity? Should we say
I don't
be
have a
slightly...
problem with that issue. I think, I believe men should be masculine, women should be feminine.
Oh,
See, I think wise masculinity tempers itself with femininity. Independent masculinity, I think, sucks. I think that's why the Lord creates everything. He's like, the earth, it's great. Oh, the oceans, it is good. Oh, the plants, it is good. The animals, it is good. Man, ooh, we gotta get this guy married. Like, the first thing he says about man is he's like, this is not good. It is not good that man should be alone. Like, independent masculinity, I think, is a disaster. I think smart men pair themselves with wise women, and that pairing makes everybody more powerful. So,
see, babe?
I don't know.
See? Aha!
Cool.
Got it.
Don't slap me, Brittany. Just don't slap me. You're kidding everybody. Don't
She's
slap
still
me,
like,
right?
you lowered my sound. I'm fuming underneath this. But look, let's finish this video. Let's finish this one right now really fast and see the rest of the video.
League, while outrage builds online.
Not only did he disrespect career women and every woman in that audience who just got her college degree, but he disrespected his wife and stay-at-home moms everywhere.
I don't think that's
No,
true.
I don't think it was disrespecting him.
What do you think, babe? What do you think?
I didn't feel disrespected.
Huh. Okay. Well, let's see what else the Rage Machine has to say.
Pointing out the Georgia native's own mother is a physicist in the Department of Oncology at Emory. The Chiefs player also invoking a Taylor Swift lyric while criticizing priests.
Because as my teammate's girlfriend says, familiarity breeds contempt.
Oh,
I did think that was weird. Like, it's almost like he wanted to bring up, like, hey, I'm like 2 degrees away from Taylor Swift. You know, like, I don't know. It just seemed a little weird.
So what point was he making?
How many degrees away from Taylor Swift are you, Brittany? Or you don't want to say?
I mean, I've signed an NDA, so I can't disclose.
Yes, the NDA.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also, there's nothing wrong with going on and becoming a physicist or an oncologist. And there's been phenomenal women scientists that have made massive advancements in humankind. For example, Marie Curie, who discovered radium and discovered radiology, for lack of a better term, that is helping keep me alive, that is the basis of a lot of chemotherapies, that saved my daughter's life and has led to advancements in modern medicine.
But he didn't say that.
Yeah, he didn't say it's your only priority. He just said this is a top priority, that of motherhood. I don't know. To me, I feel like the Rage Machine's trying to take him out of context.
I
What do you
think he's getting more hate than he deserves, but I still think he should have worded his words a little bit more carefully.
Okay, be honest, babe. Be honest, babe. As a woman,
Yeah.
how much of the rage of all of these ladies towards this man is based off jealousy that they can't have him, and how much of it do you think is actually honest criticism?
Well, I think a lot of people that are mad at him are feminists and lesbians, so I don't think they really care about his looks.
Oh, jeez,
But
Brittany, wow.
I also think maybe it is a little bit of jealousy, but I don't think I think it's mainly the words he said.
Okay, be honest. Be honest.
What?
Your average feminist friends, because you got a ton of them, because you're into like the holistic and the hippie stuff.
I have a lot of feminist friends.
Yes, you have a lot of feminist friends.
Yeah.
Okay, but of all of your feminist friends, okay, of all of your feminist friends, do you think if this guy walked in the room and picked up on him in a traditionally masculine way, that they would forget their feminism like that?
Oh,
And-
yeah, probably.
Yeah. So feminism.
I mean, I'm ready to walk away with him if he gave me the chance.
Savage,
Just
man,
kidding.
savage. No, it's all right. It's all right, babe. With 3 Super Bowl rings, I'll be like, gosh, if you love him, you know. No,
I'd
just-
get with him, divorce him, and then we'd go away with the winnings. That's what I would do.
we plan it out like Murder on the Nile. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's funny. All right. So anyway, let us finish the video.
Swifties wasting no time responding. I dare Harrison Butker to tell Taylor Swift she has no value unless she is a wife,
Oh, that's not what he said.
That's not what he said.
Okay.
mother, and homemaker. While at the school, the speech got a standing ovation, and some on the internet showed their support.
Please don't pretend that the women Harrison described don't exist, because we're right here.
Some students left hurt by the experience.
There was a standing ovation from everyone
Oh,
in the
boy.
room, except
Hurt.
from me, my roommate, and about 10 to 15 other women.
Yeah, because you were cruising Twitter already. You know what I'm saying? And Twitter told you to be angry. Or I don't know.
That
Look,
could be. It could be that she didn't. I mean, I don't know. When I graduated college, what I wanted to hear, well, look, this was great, but you really should just be a wife and mom. Like, yes, I know,
who's
but
thinking-
like, why can't I take my 5 minutes? I just graduated. Like, be happy for me.
That's
and-
fair. That's fair.
Like, who's thinking about the commencement speech anyways, right? You're graduating. You're thinking about your job or where you're going. You're not thinking about the commencement speech. You're mentally gone. At least I
Yeah.
was.
I was thinking about like what steak dinner I'm gonna have that night because I was really excited for that.
Yeah, right.
That's true. All right, man. So we are, we're 14 minutes in overtime. Brittany, you ended up being freaking right.
Chatty
In
Cathy's,
6 minutes,
man.
you end up being right. But no, I'm going to be disciplined.
Okay, well we have
and we're
super
gonna
chats
finish.
too.
Okay. Catch up on the super chats, babe.
Hold on. I don't even know where I left off. Let's see.
Okay, we left off. I'm going to tell you exactly right where we left off.
Oh, I see it. I beat you.
Okay.
Sean Grover says, I am a therapist and good therapy is compatible with the gospel. And Cardin, Zoloft, and other antidepressants are not addictive, FYI.
Oh, yeah. No. We're not saying they're addictive. Under the scientific definition of the word, like this isn't alcohol we're talking about here.
You can be addicted to anything.
But I was going to say the addiction to feeding the rage baby, as we call it. You know what I'm saying? The society's veneration of these things as a solution that somehow replaces spirituality, and the deeper questions that need answering that medication cannot give. Yes, and I wholly believe that good therapy is compatible with the gospel, and oftentimes necessary in mental health situations, and that sometimes the boomer philosophy of like, oh, well, if you see a therapist, you know, maybe you're not praying hard enough, or else like, you don't need therapy, you just need a swift kick in the pants. I don't think that's fair, but I do take issue with the profit motive. And there are therapists and organizations, whether it's HMOs or whether it's whoever and whatever, that have figured out masking but perpetuating symptoms is more profitable than solving them. Okay.
Facts.
And we've created, in order to get your degree, we've suppressed the amount of graduates you can have, the number of doctors you can have, which has artificially inflated the cost, making it so that therapy is really just a rich person's game and disproportionately benefits the rich over the poor. And I personally think that therapy, and a lot of capitalists aren't going to like this, all right? But I think everybody should have access to a therapist like everybody has access to first responders and law enforcement, and that is one of the few things that could be single payer and part of a standardized system, thus removing the profit incentive.
For medications?
For medications, and also for just like, I would want solutions-based social workers that are highly paid so they do not need to go seek the grift that oftentimes Big Pharma offers. And this is a very long conversation for another day that's going to piss off everybody except for the therapists who are like, yes, finally somebody sees this, because there are good therapists out there and I can name them, and LDS Family Services often employs them. So who said this again?
If you're just tuning in and you've missed the change in the hymnals, this talk that Cardin is giving is actually quite apropos with the New Woke hymn, "'Tis sweet to sing the matchless advocacy."
Yes.
I need me every hour.
Yes, but there's therapists out there that'll tell you to no longer be Mormon. That if you you feel some kind of guilt from sin or from this or that, they'll say, no, you need to leave your religion. Religion is evil.
Or maybe they'll sing, choose what you feel is right. Beautiful, beautiful hymn. Choose what you feel is right.
Oh, if leaving my family for my boyfriend, it feels right now, then you need to go do that. And then it's celebrated. Never mind, you're crushing some woman and your 3 kids to go. And all of a sudden you're a hero and the advocate. Meanwhile, there's 4 lives you just left behind and ruined. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, hey, what if it's God's plan for me, Cardin? What if that's his particular plan? Like, he created the plan of salvation, and then he took all that and he created a separate plan just for me to leave my family and my children. Like, what if,
and this is where we need to clarify that we are familyists. And by the way, this goes both ways. Who's the guy that wrote That We May Be One? He's the gay member of the church that came back into activity. He's like Christofferson's brother or something. And he wrote that book 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. When he said, I want to get rebaptized in the church, his stake president actually sat him down and said, okay, but you now have other people in your life that you've committed to. And one of them is this husband that you have now. What does he feel about this? And even though it's not the traditional family that's generally venerated in Mormonism, I think that was a very, very wise stake president who said, look, this isn't under the same definition that we've carried for a long time, but there's other people their emotionality, their perception of family that is involved now. Like, you need to make sure if you do this, everybody is on board, right? And yes, it is your decision and so on and so forth, but you have a duty and a responsibility to your loved ones. And for the past 10 years, this has been a loved one. If not by your change definition, definitely theirs. You know what I'm saying? So, and I have respect for that stake president that is like, I think you're making the right choice, but you got to put your ducks in a row, dog.
Okay.
And so, that's true.
At this rate, we're going 40 more minutes. So
Yes,
can
let's
I
go,
get through
Brittany.
this
Let's
super
go,
chat?
Brittany.
What
Okay.
a party pooper.
Yeah. Okay.
I want some cereal.
Yeah.
So.
Be nice to me, babe.
No, you lowered my mic. There is no niceness.
Savage.
Fidget the Crazy says, Satan has many tools. Pride is the handle that fits them all.
Oh, wow.
It's a good quote.
That's deep.
Boom.
Hazelnut Megan says, I always say women need degrees in order to be smart moms. Can't raise smart kids if you're an unintelligent woman.
There is some scientific truth to back up her statement. And this is not to say that motherhood is less important than degrees, but education, the education of somebody's mother has a stronger correlation to the education level that the children will ultimately achieve. Meaning, the father can have a doctorate, 2 master's degrees, and his Juris Doctorate and his PhDs. He can have 5 degrees hanging on the wall. And if the mom only has a GED, most likely that pair's children will probably only ever achieve a GED. And that's not to say that a PhD automatically makes you a better citizen. I'd say there's plumbers out there that are far better citizens than half of the PhDs in this world. Okay.
Oh, sure.
But if the female, if the mother in the partnership has her master's degree or has her bachelor's degree or has her associates, and the dad's just a plumber, most likely the children will get their associates, their bachelor's, or their PhD in correlation with the mother's education level than the father's. And this is why, guess what? BYU has so many women who graduate, and we venerate education. We pay 77% of a female's cost at BYU, and we push more women into BYU than we push men because we are familyists. And we recognize if you want to educate the boys, you educate the girls. And we always allow you, if you do choose to get married and drop out, we do not promote that, but we do allow you to go to the Pathways program afterwards and get your degree online at your leisure as you see fit, because every life is different, right?
And that is because, as Brother Kirk said, bringing it full circle here, is that you're not done. You're not perfect, but you can be. And in the gospel of Jesus Christ, education is huge. Brigham Young was huge on education. Get as much as you can. Check out the Pathways stuff. Grow. You can't be comfortable and grow at the same time. Right?
Yeah, true that. Okay, let's burn through these last super chats and we got to go. Hit it, Brittany, go.
Okay, Matt White says, I was going to say something good, but Carden turned Brittany's volume down and I died of laughter and... Matt, I'm moving on.
Oh, man, I'm going to be paying for this all day, man. Come on, man. Matt, what are you doing, dog? Thanks for the $5, but man, Matt, dog, bail me out.
Rex Good says, Brittany. Rex is my favorite. Okay.
All right.
And hopefully that was a good thing and you're not yelling at me, Rex.
Oh, yeah. Brittany.
I think that's it. I think I got them all. Did I miss any?
Okay, I do believe that you did get them all. Awesome.
Yes.
Good job, babe. So
Thanks.
Anyway, here we go. This is going to be our outro. Jonah, one last thing we forgot to ask previously. How much more time do you need before you think that book's on the table, bro?
Oh, man. I'm writing every free second that I have. I want my life back.
Yeah.
It sucks up all my time, but just for people listening, like, I believe the greatest evidence for the Book of Mormon is the text itself. And I've never been more convinced of that. After reading all the Apocrypha that I've read, the Book of Mormon is perfectly consistent. It is perfectly in line. It is so needed. When you study the canon, you think, this is exactly how it was supposed to be. And my testimony of the Book of Mormon has never been stronger. So I'm writing fast as I can. I think we have a few more super chats to read here.
Oh,
before we go.
Could you read them really fast?
Yeah, I saw Jonah.
Oh, we did? Okay. What's going on?
Matt White says, I remember... Matt, you're lucky I'm reading your super chat right now. Okay. I remember he said, I'm not LDS. I grew up in Alabama in the middle of anti-Mo territory. Thanks to your show, I've slowly started reading the Book of Mormon and am loving it.
Oh, cool.
Okay, you redeemed yourself, Matt. Okay.
All right. Rock on.
What's the next one? Is there another one?
I believe there is, Jonah.
Is there another one there?
I think so. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, he's Jonah Barnes, surprisingly. So Shadow, how did it feel to have Cardin turn down your mic?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It felt like you're about to be the only producer of this show, Jonah. So you're going to take all my work and you're going to have lots to do now.
Savage. I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. I take it all back, and you can keep the $25 of the super chats that we got.
Oh, good.
Mocking me for it. All right.
Oh, good.
Hey, I think that in future super chats, we need Matt to give us an update on how his reading of the Book of Mormon is.
Yeah,
I think come back next time, Matt, and give us a super chat us. Let us know how your progress is in reading the Book of Mormon. Most life-changing book you'll ever read, most world-changing book ever published.
Okay. And really fast, guys, I just want to put in 2 plugs, please. Visit wardradio.com to support the channel and buy a shirt. There is literally like one more medium and one more large that has to go. If you're a medium or a large, just visit wardradio.com to support the channel. The inventory is still there, I do believe. And we've got a new way of supporting the channel. A lot of people have said, hey, do you have a Zelle? So yes, indeed, we have formulated a Zelle so you can contribute to the channel through Zelle. All you have to do is look up the Zelle address is an email, and it's zelle@wardradio.com. All right, and there's my lovely wife, Brittany the Shadow.
I was tan once upon a time.
Yeah, you go.
That must have been the summertime.
Well, yeah, once upon a time you are now. We just bumped up the lights, and those were also tungsten lights. But yeah, so if you want to support the channel through Zelle, please check us out at zelle@wardradio.com. But do us a favor as well. We want to reward people that do contribute through Zelle. So we're trying to make some kind of thing where if you give us like, over $100 on Zelle, or you give us like maybe $50 or more or something like that, we'll figure it out. But email us as well. Actually, we'll do this. If you give us $100 or more on Zelle, we still want to send you a shirt. And so please simultaneously, either in the Zelle comments, include your email address and your phone number, or send us immediately send us an email and saying what your name is, your address, and your email address, because our inventory system can't send you a tracking number and they can't ship you without your email address. But give us your address, your email address, your phone number, and your real name, because the other thing is the post office isn't just going to deliver to like Sexy Robot 5000. You know what I'm saying? It has to say like actually.
Dude, don't tell my handle, dude.
Jonah Barnes. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, just give us your real name, your real address, and your real email address. With hopefully a phone number in case something goes wrong, and
Social
your shirt
security
size.
number.
No, your shirt size. Don't forget your shirt size. Okay, because you may know that you're a medium. I don't know if you're a medium, but if you give us $100 or more, then please also send us that information and we'll hook you up. So anyway, thank you very much to Rex, Jonah, Matt, another one from Rex, another one from Matt, Hazelnut Megan, Fidget the Crazy, Sean Grover, Mr. Namibi, Ashton Jade Productions, Anonymous So I Don't Get Fired, Geography, Diamond Dave, Mary Lou, and Not So Great Scott, as well as Badger the Honey Badger, Stephen Diamond over YouTube, and Nutty Entertainment, the Rock Family, and Liv. Thank you guys all for supporting through Super Chats. And as always, guys, for this and more, please make sure you check us.
And Rex Good says he was cheering for me. I just wanted to make that known. He said that in a Super Chat. Thanks, Rex.
Oh, you big brown noser, Rex. Come on.
Yeah, all right. Good job, Rex. Thank you very much, Rex. As always, for this and more, please check us out at wardradio.com.
I built a rocket in my basement. I'm gonna fly it to the moon. This supersonic is amazing. You're gonna feel my sonic boom. I'm flying higher and I'm never coming down. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me. We brought the funk into this function. We show up dressing to the nines. Okay. Never need an introduction. No matter what, we're feeling fine. I'm flying high and I'm never coming down. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. I can't stop. I'm never giving up because I'm way too hot to not be at the